That was fun. So I just got my first ride on Indian Chief. This thing's a fun bike. I'm excited to turn this thing into a race bike now after riding it. I'm actually a little bit surprised at how peppy it is. Off the bottom, the thing just, it reminds me of Challenger, which is a trip. But this motor has so much more torque, so much more energy. It just feels like a different bike. The throttle off the bottom is instantaneous. I can't wait to actually get it up to speed and on some twisty roads and see how it's gonna work. But from what I can tell right now, our biggest issue is ground clearance, and we're decking out super early. Not that any cruiser doesn't deck out super early, and this thing sits pretty low, but I gotta tell you, I'm psyched. This thing's awesome. So we took a ride on stock Chief, and now you're probably wondering, what are we gonna do with this thing? Chief is Indian's entrance into that mid-weight big twin market, and this is a bike that we're gonna turn into a road racer, and let me show you what we're gonna do to it. We're gonna start here, and then we are going to end up here. Magic. We're not like grinding cases, we're not cutting the frame up, we're not drilling a bunch of holes and everything. We're really just taking everything that we don't need off the bike and putting all the new stuff on the bike that we do need and want on it. It's gonna probably end up weighing mid 500 pounds. It started off 670, so we're looking to lose about 100 pounds off the bike. The guys were looking at some CAD data, and in here is a list of names. A little bit of love goes into these bikes for sure. We're gonna be racing this thing in Salt Lake City with our good friend Rennie Skaysbrook.
I have a feeling that, like, with the amount of mass that this thing's gonna have when you get off the throttle, that it's all gonna get thrown on the front. So a little bit of something here would be nice, even if you just like made it, like carried the same line of the tank even, and just something you can kind of lean against a little bit, but definitely something between there and there. Let me just try that just to see.
Did you want
to just put a
flip?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm from Australia, everything's backwards down there. Yeah, the first thing is, it actually feels so much better.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that what you want? You want to start there?
We'll start there.
We'll start there.
Start
Okay.
there.
All right. So we've got about a month to build this bike. We're gonna have a lot of people get together to make this thing happen and get it on the racetrack in this short amount of time. But this is what we do. This is what we love to do. And we're gonna get this thing out to Salt Lake ready for Rennie to rip and shred and try and win this big twin class. Salt Lake City. We're heading out there to race our Indian Chief in the big twin class. We're going to try and put a good result together.
Having a good time. It's hot, it's great, it's fast. Hopefully not see anybody go down.
Rider out the front on the last lap.
First day on the racetrack to out-qualify all these other bikes was a huge win.
I love oddball racing, you know, if it's got two wheels and an engine, I'll have a crack. So to see a proper American yank tank like that turned into a road racer, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, that's money.
The Roland Sands Indian on pole position.
That bike just looks fast.
He got a good drive off the guy, but here comes the Harley Davidson of Garski up the inside and right away.
The ground clearance issue was what was holding us back, because I could ride the bike normally on right-handers, and then on left-handers I was petrified of not grinding the thing but throwing it in too hard and hitting the thing off the ground and then chucking it down the road. Roland, the boys and Guy here were obviously getting their new primary cover going, wasn't ready for the race.
Getting parts designed from scratch is really insane, specifically our primary, which is a really big piece on the bike.
Roland, you know, put the SOS in and the thing got finished.
That happened Saturday while Rennie was on the racetrack.
My buddy Jasper Newman, we got him a ticket, put it in his carry-on luggage and flew out, and Cam gets up at 5 a.m, straight out to the track, puts the thing on the side, fits like a glove.
The guys at the RSD camp, Cameron Brewer, working incredibly hard on that bike to get it ready. And Rennie Snaesbook now enjoying a 10-second advantage.
It's always a nice feeling to win. It's especially a nice feeling to win when you're on the only Indian chief on the grid. You got 21 Harleys on the grid and 1 Indian. So it proves the Indian really is the chief of all those guys. So we came out there and smashed it.
The first checkered flag of that company's career with this bike, the new Indian Chief.
One of the things I loved about the Indian was really lovely throttle response. Like, I'm a huge stickler for that initial crack to the throttle. The guys at Lloyd's Garage, you know, Ryan, when he was mapping this thing for us, did an amazing job.
Tons of credit goes out to Dunlop, Motul, Fox Suspension, Lloyd's Performance, GP Suspension, Cameron Brewer, who was tuning at the track, and Aaron Boss here at the shop, who put the machine together prior to the race. You don't always get a win, and when you do, you got to appreciate it. And thanks to the BRL guys for having us out.